What if I told you that Amazon, the company that delivers packages to your door faster than you can blink, might be looking at Pi Network right now, not might be interested, not might consider it someday, but could actually be in a position to integrate Pi for payments within the next couple of years? Most people in the crypto space are waiting for some grand announcement before they even think about this possibility. But here's the reality: the infrastructure is already being built. The pieces are already moving. And according to a breakdown from Pi Network Ambassador of Fireside Pi, the technical pathway from where we are now to Amazon accepting Pi is not just possible. It's actually aligned with where both Amazon and Pi Network are headed strategically. Let's dig into this, because this is not your typical hype video. This is about real infrastructure and real possibilities. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TJ Crypto World, your #1 source for crypto analysis that goes deeper than the headlines. I'm TJ, and today, we're breaking down a question that's been bubbling in the Pi Network community. Could Amazon actually integrate the Pi token into its merchandise payment platform? We're talking about what a Fireside Pi laid out, why AWS Managed Blockchain matters to this conversation, and what Pi's smart contract upgrade means for a potential real-world payment use case at scale. At the end of this video, you're going to understand why this isn't conspiracy thinking. It's strategic analysis based on infrastructure that actually exists. So stay with me. Here's what we're covering today: why Amazon's AWS Managed Blockchain infrastructure is relevant to Pi's integration potential, how Pi's smart contract upgrade, currently under third-party audit, changes the conversation about real payment use cases, the difference between community speculation and actual technical feasibility. And where Amazon accepting Pi falls in that spectrum, and the one critical thing Pi Network had to accomplish before any of this even became possible. All of that right now. Let's get into it. Let me start with something most people don't know. Amazon doesn't need to invent anything new to accept cryptocurrency. The company already owns AWS Managed Blockchain, a powerful, enterprise-grade blockchain platform that gives Amazon direct infrastructure support for blockchain applications. That's not theoretical. That's real tech operational right now. Now here's the immediate question everyone asks. Well, if Amazon has that, why haven't they integrated crypto yet? And the answer is both simple and complicated. Simple because they're being cautious. Amazon moves on its own timeline. They don't chase trends. They let trends prove themselves first. Then they enter when the infrastructure is mature enough and the regulatory environment is clear enough. So, it's complicated because, well, Amazon hasn't really found a use case that justifies the operational overhead and PR risk of actually becoming a crypto payment processor themselves. But here's where this conversation gets really interesting. According to Fireside Shii's analysis, and I want to make sure I cite this properly since he's a Pi Network ambassador who's directly observing the community and the tech, Amazon does currently accept cryptocurrency payments, but only through third-party payment processors like Bitrefill and Gift. They're not the direct payment handler here. They're using intermediaries. So that means Amazon has already decided, hey, we want to support crypto payments, we're just not going to do it ourselves yet. And that actually creates a window. That window opens even wider when you have a blockchain network with proven utility, proven security, and, a clear payment use case. Which brings us to Pi. Pi Network has been building toward this moment for, honestly, years. The network transitioned from a mobile check-in mining model to an actual mainnet token. That was really the critical first step. You just can't be a payment currency without being a real blockchain, right? That had to happen first. Now, according to the latest protocol updates from the Pi core team, Pi is rolling out smart contracts through its protocol upgrade, which is currently undergoing third-party security audits. And this isn't just some vague "we're planning to" language. There are actual smart contracts being audited right now. The technical foundation for a real DApp ecosystem is being laid, piece by piece. So, here's my take on what that really means. Smart contracts are basically the unlock for use cases. Without them, you just have a token. With them, you have a platform. And a platform that can support things like cross-border payments, subscription models, and merchant integrations. That becomes something Amazon would actually consider. I mean, think about Amazon's use case specifically. If Pi's smart contracts enable micropayments, like split-second international transfers with minimal fees, suddenly, there's a legitimate reason for Amazon to integrate Pi specifically. Not just we accept crypto in a generic sense, but we accept Pi because it solves a specific problem in our supply chain or our market. Sapristite, Manindime, Fireside Sak Pi made this exact point in his analysis. Pi Network has successfully built an unprecedentedly fair and transparent cryptocurrency distribution model, and that's not just community optics, that's real infrastructure credibility. When you're talking about a company like Amazon considering integration, credibility matters way more than hype. So, here's what separates Pi from dozens of other projects trying to become payment currencies. Pi has a stated long-term strategic vision. The Pi Core team, or PCT, has been clear that they're aiming for Pi to function as a cross-border payment currency, not just a store of value, not a speculative asset, a payment currency that actually works globally. Now, why would Amazon care about that? Because Amazon does business globally. Their merchandise flows across borders constantly. Their marketplace connects buyers and sellers from dozens of countries. A native payment rail that can handle international transactions without traditional banking intermediaries. That's not just useful, that's operationally valuable. According to a Fireside PI's breakdown, this long-term vision, paired with the technical foundation being built right now, makes the integration scenario not only feasible but fully aligned with strategic vision. I'm paraphrasing here, but his point was clear. This isn't some wild speculation. It's a logical extension of where both networks are headed. My original analysis here, Amazon doesn't do random integrations. They acquire technology or integrate services only when it serves a clear business need. If Pi's smart contracts mature and start proving real-world payment utility before Amazon makes a move, suddenly there's a rationale for integration, not because crypto is cool, but because this solves a problem we have. Now I need to be straight with you, because that's what TJ Crypto World is about. Everything I've just laid out is technically feasible. The infrastructure exists, the upgrade path is real, but there's one critical thing I have to say. There is currently no official announcement from Amazon about accepting Pi. Zero. This is community analysis, not confirmed news. A Fireside PI presented this as a possibility, a well-reasoned one, but not as something Amazon has signaled or confirmed. And that's an important distinction. In crypto, possibility is not the same as probability. Possibility is not the same as imminent. You can have all the technical pieces lined up perfectly and still have it take years, or not happen at all, because business decisions involve politics, timing, and variables nobody outside the boardroom can predict. So here's how I read this. The pieces are in place for Amazon to integrate Pi without inventing new infrastructure. That's true. But whether they will, when they will, and what specific use case would trigger that decision, those are open questions that only Amazon knows the answer to. What I am confident about, Pi is building the technical foundation that would make Amazon integration possible. That's worth tracking and worth being aware of as a Pi holder or observer. If this deeper analysis on what's actually technically possible versus what crypto Twitter is hyping is the kind of breakdown you need, hit that like button right now. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I break down infrastructure and strategy like this every single week, not just headline chasing, and you don't want to be the last one to catch it. Alright, let's keep going. Here's the trajectory as I see it. Pi Network is in the execution phase right now. Smart contracts are being audited, protocol upgrades are landing on schedule, the verified user base has hit 18 million and climbing. That's the groundwork. The next phase is real-world adoption. Developers are actually building dApps and merchants are starting to accept Pi. We're also seeing cross-border payment rails getting tested at scale. That phase probably extends through late 2026 and into 2027. If Pi proves out real utility in that window, if merchants are actually using it, if transactions are flowing, and if the network handles the load without major issues, then, well, you've created the conditions where a company like Amazon might seriously look at integration. It's not guaranteed, of course, but the pathway is there, and honestly, that's more than most crypto projects can say. Here's the bottom line. Amazon has the infrastructure via AWS Managed Blockchain. Pi is building the technology via smart contracts. The only missing piece right now is proof of real utility at scale. If Pi delivers that between now and late 2026, the conversation about Amazon integration goes from, wild speculation to legitimate possibility worth serious discussion. That doesn't mean it will happen, it just means the conditions for it to happen are being actively built right now, and that's definitely worth your attention. Again, this is not financial advice. Seriously, do your own research, make your own decisions. I'm just breaking down the technical and strategic pieces so you can see the full picture yourself. Thank you so much for sticking with this video all the way through. That means everything to me, and I never take it for granted. If this breakdown gave you some clarity, drop a like, leave a comment telling me what use case you think Pi would need to prove first before Amazon would even consider integration, and share this with someone in the Pi community who needs to see it. And before you go, check out my other videos on this channel. I've got deep dive breakdowns on protocol upgrades, smart contract audits, and the real timelines behind Pi Network's roadmap. Click on one right now. I'll see you in the next video. I'm TJ. Stay sharp, stay critical, stay informed.